Gentlemen, your favorite commissioner coming at you pre-recorded once again for another edition of the league recap. We're on the year 13 of the league. Kind of hard to believe that, would that be in 2011 we started this stupid league, and now we're on 13 years, so that's pretty cool. So without any further ado, let's get into the matchups as we like to do. First matchup we're going to talk about this week is I'd say the most interesting one of the week. It was Ben versus Tim. And anybody who looked at the standings or how the week went for everybody would know that Ben had a terrible, awful, despicable week. Ben scored 50. No, let's see. Let me pull it up here. Hold on. Ben scored 54.96 points. Not only is that, I looked this up, he did not have any weekly low scores last year, so makes sense that he gets one right away this year. That is the lowest score ever scored in all 13 years of the league. Don Rip previously had the record of 63.3. So Ben beat Don's lowest score of all time. And we know how involved Don, and just ask Nick how involved Don was with his team. He beat it by over 8 points. You know, I usually talk about players that score 15 or more points or 20 or more points, I think it was. He had Javonte Williams on your bench, Ben? Is that who that is? Jameson Williams. Jesus, never mind. Excuse me. I'm still getting used to players and stuff. He had 24 points on his bench, 17 points out of Love, also Rip, on his bench. But yeah, he had one player score over 10 points, and that was Jonathan Taylor at 10.8. Tim, on the other hand, he barely broke 100. He had 100.14, and he beat Ben by whatever that is, 45 points. He had Devon Achane, the running back from Miami, get 23 points. His defense, Dallas, got 20. Previously, Ben's lowest score of all time was 84.2. So, Ben, you crushed. You're the lowest score you've ever had. I also have a couple other tidbits here. Sorry, I got them written down on my phone. That's why I keep looking over here. Tim, that was your third largest margin of victory you've ever had since joining the league. This is your third year, I believe. And that was your fourth lowest score you've ever put up. So in this now being the third year you're in the league, that was the fourth lowest score you've ever produced, and you still won. But as we always say, what do we say? Let me hear you. Right, you all got it right. Tim didn't win, he just didn't lose. So Tim 1-0 in 5th place, Ben 0-1 and in 10th place. Next matchup we have between Perk and, well, I should say against Tuma and Mitch. Mitch put up a respectable score this week, 144 out of Mitch versus Perk's 117. Mitch is 1-0 in 3rd, Perk 0-1 in 7th. Perk, you had your kicker got 26.5 points. That's pretty good. You also had a wide receiver get less than 1.5 points. You should have started, is it Jaden Reed? Jaden Reed, the Green Bay wide receiver, 33 points at him. So think about those Green Bay wide receivers. One of them is going to do good every week. It's just you don't know which one of the four it is going to be. Mitch, on the other hand, 27 points out of his quarterback Richardson. He had 32 points out of Cooper Kupp on the Sunday night game, I believe it was. He also had the other quarterback, Daniels, on his bench for 28 points. So he actually started the wrong quarterback and still got 27 points from his quarterback. So congratulations on the win, Mitchell. I do like your team name, by the way. I approve. Next matchup we have is between Matt and Nick. I like how some of you guys are kind of going with your old team names. I like that we kind of have some like a theme or a through line from year to year. Too Many D's and No Vocking Way I Win. I believe those are both repeat team names, but they're good team names. Matt, first place. Congratulations, buddy. 1-0 in first place. You won 160.22 to 119.78. Nick, you had the highest losing score of the week, so you're in 6th place with your 0-1 record. Matt, you had 26 points out of the felon Tyreek Hill. You had almost 27 points out of Joe Mixon. Your kicker got you 22 points. You also had nothing on your bench worth mentioning. Nick, on the other hand, J.K. Dobbins on your bench had 23 points. Mike Evans got you 23 points. That's pretty good. But yeah, nothing crazy here. 160 should win you almost every week. And it did for this week. So congratulations to Matthew. Should change your name to Novaking Way I Lose. Get it? Internet loading. Feel free to discuss amongst yourselves. Rhode Island, neither a road nor an island. Come on. Sorry. Sorry. Little tidbit. I did write this tidbit down, and I did not mention it, so my apologies. Mitch, that is your first time beating Perk in your last 4 meetings. So out of you had a 3-game losing streak to Perk up until this last week. Now you have a 1-game winning streak against him. So congratulations on that. Jesus, come on, let's go. Crime in Italy, Chuck. We're talking about worms here, not caviar. Oh, here we go. Now something's happening. Next matchup we have is between Brandon and Mike. Brandon, congratulations. You got the win with the stellar team name, the Trump Train, although I do not think he's going to win in November, even though I'll be voting for him maybe. At least he doesn't have immigrants eat our cats, right, Nick? Mike, on the other hand, 0-1 and in 8th place. Brandon wins 146 to 110 and some points. I have a tidbit for this one as well while it's loading. Brandon, this is your first win against Mike in your last 6 meetings. So you had a 5-game losing streak to Mike going into this week, and now you beat him. So congratulations on that. Way to get that monkey off your back. You know what, screw it. I'll just go pull it up on my phone because this is taking a ridiculously long amount of time. I don't even watch porn on this computer. That's my other computer, so I don't know why it's so slow. Whatever, it doesn't matter. No, I don't want to read my recap. That still hasn't loaded. All matchups. Here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. All right. Brandon, you had 23 points out of A.J. Brown, 22 points out of Alvin Kamara, 22 points out of Stephon Diggs, the number 1 wide receiver on that team by a mile, if you ask me. Mike, on the other hand, you lost Puka Nacua. I think he's on the IR I think he's actually on the IR. I don't think Jordan Love is on the IR, though, but Puka is. He only got you 8 points. You had 31 points out of Josh Allen. That might be the highest fantasy point getter of the week. You also had Xavier Worthy on your bench for 21 points. You should have started him over basically anybody on your team. So, yeah. I think I already went over the records and went over the standings for you guys, so congratulations on that. And as you all know, we have 1 matchup left, which means that's the matchup of the week. And it just so happens to be between myself and Corey. And Corey got really lucky this week. That's all I can say. I mean, I clearly had the better team, but, pretty standard that Corey just gets lucky and wins. We all know how lucky Corey's been in this league. I had a terrible showing out of my team. Nobody on my starting roster got 20 points. I had Ramondre Stevenson get me 22 on the bench, but that didn't help me, obviously. Corey also had 22-pointer on his bench, Chris Godwin, but he's on his bench. Saquon Barkley. So I take back what I said earlier about Josh Allen. Saquon Barkley got him 33 points, so that's why he won. That makes a lot more sense. And then you also have Lamar Jackson get you 25 points. So I am 0-1 and in 9th place, and you, Corey, are 1-0 and in 4th place. So yeah, I should have had this. Actually, give me 30 seconds. I was going to try to get this done in 10 minutes, but this might be worth looking at. I also might regret bringing this up or going through this. I just want to see something really quick. So next week, Ben. Wait, no, hold on. Wait, let me get there. Hold on. Pause. Ben, that is not right. What the fuck? Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Pause. Hold, please. Where's the common man? Ben, You face, where are you on here? You face Brandon. Brandon, you have a 3. The last 3 times you guys have met, you've beaten Brandon all 3 times. This is what I was trying to get to. See if anybody had any fun winning streaks. So Brandon, you're trying to stop a 3-game skid going into a 4-game skid against Ben. Next one we have is Corey. Corey, you face Nick. And against Nick, holy shit, you have lost 9 times to Nick. This was totally worth the wait. Just for that one stat alone. You have lost the last 9 times you face Nick. God, I hope you lose. Next we have, not me. I face Mitch. Last time I faced Mitch, I won. I'm 13-10 against Mitch all time. Nothing super exciting there. Matt, you face Tim. No, Tim. Yeah, you face Tim. You have beaten Tim all 3 times you've ever played him. So Tim has never beaten Matt, so there's that. Did I go through everybody? And then, no, we got the matchup between Mike and Perk. Mike, you are on a 1-game skid against Perk, but you are 5-3 all time against him. So you have that. All right, good luck next week, and we'll see you again soon.